Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. It is just getting into fall here in New England. So that means that it is going to be cold and flu season coming up here pretty quickly. Up where it gets colder, we spend a lot more time indoors and all that jazz this time of year. So colds and flus kind of run rampant, or they can. So I'm gonna go over a couple of different things that you can implement into your, kind of daily routine, or just to have on hand to take if you are feeling the onset of the cold and flu. One of them, the first one, is fermented honey garlic, which I did kind of mention. I teased it a little bit on a prior video that I put up. That is super simple. You likely have everything that you need to make this at home already. No need to run out and get anything. All you need is honey and garlic. It is best to use you need to use a raw honey. Local honey would be better if possible. But it needs to be raw, should not be pasteurized, because we need all that natural bacteria and things in the honey to help with the fermentation process. And then you just need garlic. And if you have access to organic garlic, again, that's even better, just to eliminate any, pesticides, herbicides, things like that we wouldn't want to have. So, and you need a jar to put it in. That's it. So all you're going to do, so this is my batch that I have going here. I have it in a little dish because I do turn it every couple days, and I have spilled a little. So I have it in a little dish so there's no sticky mess to clean up on the counter, which is not fun, and attract little creatures and all that jazz. So all you're going to do is you are going to take cloves of garlic. You're going to peel it. You can bruise them slightly, that's fine. But if there's any like damaged or, yucky pieces on the garlic clove, just cut those off and discard those. So you're gonna fill your jar about halfway full with the cloves, and then you're gonna pour your honey over the garlic in the jar. Stir it around a little bit with something to make sure the garlic is all incorporated in the honey. And then you're gonna keep this in a cool location. I just have it out on my kitchen counter, so it fluctuates with the temperature outside. You're going to keep this out for about a month with the lid loose, so it's not all the way tight on here. And every couple days or once a day, you're going to tighten the lid and then invert it, so that you're ensuring that all of the garlic stays covered in the honey. And you'll see these bubbles forming on the top. That is a sign that it is fermenting, which is what we want. We want to see that. After about a month, I'm going to tighten this, and I'm going to put it in my pantry cabinet, and I will have it for whenever I feel a cold or a flu or anything like that coming on, and I can just pop a clove of garlic. It being infused in the honey like this really mellows out the flavor, so it's not like you're going to be chomping into a raw piece of garlic. It's a very different experience than that, and it smells so good. If you're a fan of honey and garlic or one or the other, you are going to really enjoy this. You can also use just the honey in marinades and salad dressings. And then you'll also, when you're eating those foods, you'll have the nutritional benefits of that fermented honey garlic as well. When you're feeling the illness come on, I would just pop a clove, and, that will help. So it is an old world remedy. That has been traditionally used for its antibacterial, antiseptic, antiviral, antimicrobial, and antiparasitic properties. And also what we know about garlic in general, is it is antibacterial, antifungal, it's a decongestant, it aids with the circulatory system, and it helps expel phlegm from our lungs. So that is a good thing to have when you're battling a cold or flu. The benefits of raw honey include it being anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, and it also has antibacterial properties. And then you add the fermentation process into all that, and it just gets better and better. So this is very simple, really easy way just to add an all natural remedy into your kind of little toolbox of ways to help your family naturally when they're fighting off some kind of illness. So I started this a couple weeks ago, so I have a few more weeks to go, and then I'll pop it in my cabinet and I'll be ready to go. Really I'm not looking forward to being ill, but I'm looking forward for needing this, for eating it when the time comes. I might just, as I'm going throughout the winter months, if I'm making a nice sticky chicken, I'll maybe dip into here to add some of that really good flavors. Put that to the side. All right, so I just put that to the side. The second thing I'm going to talk to you about today, and I'm going to show you how to make, I already made that a few weeks ago, like I said. I am not affiliated with this company in any way. I just want to preface that. They have nothing to do with me or this video. I just find it to be a really good product. So I'm going to show you how I prepare it and kind of talk to you a little bit about the ingredients and what I've found the benefits are. So I'm going to be referencing, or for my, a lot of the references that I found are from this book here. It is the Modern Herbal Dispensatory, a medicine making guide by Thomas Easley and Stephen Horn. This is a really great book if you're looking to get into any kind of home herbal medicines. Very informative. And the actual product that I'm using, what we're talking about is elderberry syrup. So that's what I'm going to be making today. But the good thing about this particular product is it not only, has the elderberries in it, it has a variety of other herbs that are going to help with the elderberry. They're going to all work together to make a really powerful, great product. And it comes in one package in a very simple to use form. So you're not having to buy all sorts of different herbs, figure out the dosages, combine them all. It all comes together in this one package with very clear instructions. So it's just really great. I do have an elderberry bush, but birds got to it. So there's not a lot of actual elderberries on there. I could definitely make my own syrup from that, but like I said, this is just so convenient, so easy. It's going to have the other herbs in here, so I'm going to get additional benefits than if I was just taking the elderberry. So I'm going to go over, I have them written down because I do not have this all memorized, people, let's be real. So I did do research to look up all the different benefits of all of these herbs that are in here. So what we have then this is all organic. It is Farmhouse Teas. So you can go to farmhouseteas.com, I believe so farmhouseteas.com, and you can find this product in a variety of other just regular teas if you just are a tea drinker, tea accessories. It's a great company. I do recommend it. They have really nice packaging, and they usually send you some little freebies, so that is the company. So this is the herbal elderberry syrup mix. Everything in here is organic. So we have organic elderberries, organic orange peel, organic rose hips, organic astragalus, organic echinacea, organic cinnamon, organic ginger, and organic cloves. So I'm sure most of you, if you're watching this video, you've heard of elderberry, you've heard of its benefits. It's pretty mainstream now, I feel like. Even in Walgreens and stuff, I have seen even traditional Robitussin formulas that say, you know, with added elderberry. So that's definitely seems to be a popular buzzword that people are looking for, that want a more natural type of product. I feel like that's pretty recognizable nowadays. And echinacea, I believe, is getting there as well, especially if you're in this homesteading, homeopathic, natural, non-toxic life. You know those words. But I'm going to go over what I found, you know, doing my own research and mostly relying on this, heavily on this book, which they have all their sources cited as well in here, what each of these herbs can help with. So elderberry is an anti-inflammatory, antiviral, decongestant, diaphoretic, and a nutritive. It has the ability to shorten the duration of flu symptoms and inhibit the spread of many viral infections. So that sounds great. We definitely want that. The second ingredient in here is orange peel, which is a decongestant and used in many respiratory formulas. Then we have rose hips, which are rich in bioflavonoids and vitamin C. They are mildly astringent and can be helpful for acute illnesses like colds. Astragalus is used in traditional Chinese medicine. It helps boost energy and strengthen immunity. It also has antibacterial and antiviral properties. Can be helpful in preventing and treating common colds and respiratory infections. So we're seeing a kind of a theme here with these herbs so far. They're all very helpful for common cold or flu, which is what we're going to use this syrup for. And then we continue on. So we also have echinacea, which is also a very popular herb. I just made a separate echinacea tincture for some echinacea plants that I have growing in my yard. That is the purple coneflower plant that you might more commonly know it as that. It's really beautiful. A lot of people have it growing in their gardens just to help with pollinators and just for its beauty on its own. So you may have that growing already, and you might not necessarily know that it can also be medicinal, which it is. So anyways, so some of the benefits of echinacea are it helps fight viral infections, it strengthens and clears the lymph nodes, it aids in the process of antibody formation and stimulates the production of white blood cells. And it is often used to treat cold and flus. And that is what I made my echinacea tincture for as well, just to have that completely separate. So I can kind of pull out all the punches if me or my husband are starting to feel ill, which we don't get sick very often. And I do take some of these things as a preventative during cold and flu season. Some people take them all year long regardless. I tend to just try to, because I have a difficult time remembering to take different vitamins and all that jazz anyways on a daily basis. So I really try to remember during, you know, the cold and flu season. Or if you're going to be traveling, especially like on an airplane where it's just germ city in the airport, and the airplanes that probably haven't been, who knows, I don't know what the cleaning practices are, but I feel like every time I fly, I get sick. So if I were to be doing something like that, I would start taking this stuff as a preventative. All right, so then we have cinnamon and cloves, which are aromatics, and this makes the syrup have a really, really nice flavor. And then we have ginger, which is an anti-inflammatory, also helpful for treating the common cold. The other things that we're gonna end up mixing into this mixture is raw honey, again, which we just went over the benefits of that. I do get mine from Azure Standard in a pretty good size jar. We go through it really quickly. And we're also going to add in apple cider vinegar. And again, you want to get raw apple cider vinegar that has the mother in it to get the most benefits. Apple cider vinegar has traditionally been used for to treat coughs and infections. So those are all the ingredients besides water, which I'm not sure that counts as an ingredient, to make this syrup. The only equipment we need is a masher to kind of just mash the berries and things down in the water. We need a measuring cup, and then we're going to need some sort of container to store the finished syrup in. I'm going to keep mine in mason jars. I'm going to keep one in the fridge for daily use, and then I'm going to, any extra, I'm gonna put in the freezer. They recommend storing in the refrigerator for 4 to 6 weeks. If it's gonna be in there any longer than that, then I would freeze it. So that's why I'm only gonna keep one jar out, and I'll freeze any remainder, and then I can, you know, have a constant supply. I did also, so I make kombucha. I did use some elderberry syrup in my second ferment of the kombucha to help flavor it, and that was really good. So that's something you can try as well. All right, so we are going to get into making this. It's super easy. They have like 3 steps on the package. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the entire package, this package, into a pan. You could always make a double batch if you have a really large family and you're gonna be going through it, you know, quickly. It's only Luke and I, so we're not gonna go through it super fast. So we're gonna put the whole package in a saucepan, and we're going to bring it up to a simmer for 20 minutes. We're gonna simmer it for 20 minutes or until it's reduced by 1/3, whichever comes first. Then we're going to take our masher, kind of mash everything around to release any juices, anything that is in the berries. And then we're going to let it, strain it, let it come to room temperature, and then we're gonna add in 3/4 cup to 1 cup of honey, I guess depending on your level of sweetness that you want in the product. And then you add 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, and then at that time it can be bottled up. So let's get some water measured out, and we'll get it on the stove and we will start cracking. All right, so I got my 5 cups of water in my saucepan. I have it turned up to a high heat. And I'm going to add in this mixture. It smells really good. If you're, you know, familiar with making loose leaf tea, basically is what it is. All right, get a spoon, get that kind of stirred up. All right, so we're gonna bring this up to a boil. And once it's at a boil, I'm gonna reduce the heat and simmer it for, like I said, 20 minutes or until it's reduced by 1/3, whichever comes first. And then we're going to mash it up a little bit, strain it, let it cool, and then we'll add in our additions, and then we're ready to can it up, you know, put it in whatever kind of container that you have. So very, very quick, very easy. It's a great thing to just have in your arsenal for a cold and flu. I feel like it's best to have, you know, a few different things. You don't want to rely on just one, you know, sole item, just in case for whatever reason, you know, you're not responding, or the illness isn't responding to that one product. You know, it's kind of better to have, you know, the more things you have in your toolbox, the better. So I'll just get this up to a boil, and then we'll get it simmering, and we'll kind of just go from there. All right, we can see this has come to a boil. So I'm just gonna reduce my heat and let this simmer for approximately 20 minutes or until it's been reduced by half, and then we will continue on. All right, while I'm waiting for the elderberry mixture to finish simmering, I thought it might be fun I'm gonna do it live, kind of. I'm gonna try one of the cloves of the honey garlic. So this has been going since the 19th. So it's been like a week and a half-ish. So I'm gonna try one. I'm gonna get a little one. Don't wanna go for the full gusto. I've never tried them before. So this will be my real time, honest opinion. So I got my little clove. I have a little bit of pour some off. I don't want too much of the honey. All right, here we go. It's good. It's mild. The garlic was a little soft. It wasn't like, it was, you know, it had a bit of a chew to it, but it wasn't like a real fresh garlic clove would be. It's good. It's just a nice combination of honey and garlic. It's good. If you try it, do it, make this. It's good. If we don't get sick all winter, I'm just gonna start eating it just cause it's good. So, all right, I have about 5 minutes left on the elderberry, and then we'll get back to cracking on that. All right, so this has come to the 20 minutes. So I'm just going to, with my little mashing device, just mash these slightly. It smells real good. Doesn't taste that great, in my opinion, without the honey in it. You need some kind of sweetener. All right. So now I have a little mesh strainer in a separate pan. So I'm just gonna strain this out. Sure we're getting all of it here. And I'm just gonna press down on it with my spoon just to make sure we've gotten all the good stuff. So now, oops, yeah, I'm glad I put this towel down because I definitely spilled. I'm just gonna let this come up to room temperature and then we'll move on to our next step. All right, so this is pretty much room temperature now. So I'm gonna add in the honey and the apple cider vinegar. So first I'll start with the honey. And it does say 3/4 cup to 1 cup. So I guess just depending, I don't think I want to use that measure for this. Hold on, hold please. This will be better. So just depending on how sweet you want it. I don't have much honey left, so that's gonna help me determine how much I'm gonna use. We went through this honey fast. I make my husband for his lunches. They're supposed to be like the equivalent of the chewy like Quaker oat granola bars, but I make them so that they're a little more healthier than those, and there's a lot of honey that goes into them. So all right, so that's a little less than a cup. And I just recently heard something about honey and not using metal spoons. Do any of you know about this? But then it was on a comment on someone's video, but then there was a lot of controversy as to if that's true or it's only applicable if you leave the spoon in it for a long time. I have never heard of any such a thing. Well, I don't leave spoons in my honey, so I only use it for, you know, what I'm doing now, scooping it out. And this is obviously a metal measuring cup. So I don't know, I'm not familiar with that at all. I don't even know like what it's supposed to do. I was very confused by the whole thing. But I've literally never heard that. I'm all sticky. Okay, now we just add the apple cider vinegar, which that is a 1/4 cup. And I need something to stir. I lost my spoon. All right, so just gonna get this nice and stirred up. I don't know if you can hear that noise, but my cat is having some sort of hairball episode or something. Oh my gosh, behind me. Want to make sure the honey and everything is all incorporated in nice. All right, so I'm just gonna get this stirred up for a couple minutes, just make sure the honey's all incorporated, and then we'll get it put into our jars. All right, so I got that all stirred up. Get this poured in. Now the one I'm gonna put in the freezer, I wanna make sure I don't fill it up too high, because of course when liquid is frozen, it expands and it will crack the jar. That actually worked out very well with the level. All right, so there we have it. So like I said earlier, this will keep in the fridge 4 to 6 weeks, and then I'm gonna freeze my overflow, and we should have this for the coming fall and winter. All right, so I thought it would be fun to do another taste test. I have had this before, so I know what it tastes like, but let's see. It's good, it's not too sweet. You can definitely get the cinnamon and the clove and everything. It's nice, you know? I don't think I would drink a gallon of it, but it's a nice flavor. So here we go. Oh, and so like I said in the beginning, so some people just take this daily as a preventative. I more tend to start taking it daily. Excuse me, let me back up again. Start over. So some people take this daily as a preventative year round. What I tend to do is start taking it daily as a preventative once we get to fall, you know, where that cold and flu season is kind of, you know, kicking up, or like before I'm going to travel or, you know, do something like that. So you can do either, or some people just start taking it once they feel the onset of a cold or flu. The dose for an adult is 1 tablespoon. So if you were just taking it as a preventative, I would say do 1 tablespoon daily. If you are fighting off a cold or a flu, you can take it 1 tablespoon 2 to 4 times daily. I believe you're not supposed to take it more than 6 times a day. That's the max. I am not a doctor, so I would go ahead, especially if you're pregnant or you're nursing, or if you have any sort of any kind of pre-existing condition, if you're taking any daily medications, I would just run through any type of herbal medication that you're taking with your doctor before you start taking it, you know, because you don't know how you could react if you're on different medications, how they could intermix. If you have some sort of chronic condition, And of course, you can do your own research into each herb and see if there's any contraindications. Some herbs you're not supposed to take if you're pregnant, some you're not supposed to take if you have like chronic kidney disease, or, there's all different things that could come into play, even though it is an herb and it's natural. It could interfere with different things, and I just don't, just want to put that out there as a precaution, especially like with small children and things as well. So check with your doctor, if you see a naturopath, whoever, just to run it by them and see if there's any precautions you should take before you start taking any kind of herbal supplement. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, you could find this product on Farmhouse Teas. Again, I'm not affiliated with them in any way. They have nothing to do with this video, with me, anything. I just think it's a great product, and I think you'll enjoy it. It makes it very simple to start getting into herbal medicine. And, the honey garlic, the fermented honey garlic, that's a great place to start too. So let me know if you enjoyed, if you would not mind giving me a thumbs up, if you found this video to be useful, if you enjoyed it, if you also wanted to subscribe so you see the future videos I have coming out, a kind comment, all of that would be great. If you do enjoy, you can follow me on Instagram as well. I am Mrs. White Homemade Life on Instagram. I also co-host a podcast, Figuring Out Homestead Life. So you can find that anywhere you listen to podcasts, or we're on Instagram as well. That's Olive. Where is she? Whoop. I can't point to her. Anyways, that's my cat. Oh, I just did it. Yeah, little cameo. That's not the one that had the hairball. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you decide to try either of these. I think you will enjoy them both, and I wish you a good day, and I hope you do not get sick, but if you do, you'll be prepared.